things wedding related, and welcome to the Wedding Wisdom Podcast with your hosts, Tonya Hoops and Morgan Powell.
Hey everybody, I am so excited about today's episode because Tonya recently went on an amazing fam trip and we get to hear all about it. And I have been dying to hear all of the details because it looked like so much fun. So tell us, start with where did you go and what you were doing there?
Yeah, so I went to what would be referred to as Southern Nevada. But not Vegas, the areas surrounding Vegas. I mean, I can tell you about Vegas all day long. It's a great place to have a wedding. There's so many different styles, right? But we went to kind of the outlying areas. So Boulder City, Laughlin, and Mesquite are the three areas we went to.
I love Boulder City. I feel like you walk.
It's such a fun city.
It's like walking back in time.
Yes.
Quite literally.
It is. Yeah.
I'm obsessed with that. And Mesquite has a soft spot in my heart because that was always a place we stopped on the way to or from California.
That's fair. So, let's talk about Boulder City a little bit.
Yeah.
So I will tell you that I was really shocked by Boulder City, not by the quaintness and the stepping back into time, but some of the venues. So they have this absolutely gorgeous golf course there. I mean, gorgeous view. So you can actually have a ceremony on one of the holes, right? Overlooking the mountains are definitely way in the background. This is not a close up front, mountainous area. This is a desert type of area, but absolutely beautiful greens. And then they have this really great tent that you can have a reception in. And guess what the cost would be for about 150 people? Not flowers, but
the venue,
the food, and
food's
beverage.
included.
Yeah, food and beverage. And again, so different states have different beverage plans. Utah's an at consumption state. Some states have it where they can do packages. Some have it where you have to buy certain types of liquor. So you're a certain point alcohol, right? And some you can bring alcohol and some you can't. So there's a lot of different rules.
Yeah. I'm going to say starting at $10,000.
Well, for $10,000. So not starting. That can be kind of your price point for a wedding for 150 people, not including decor, not including your flowers, but for the tent rental, the ceremony site, your tables, your chairs, and your food.
For 150 people.
Yeah. And I was like, wait, what? When she told me, because what we did is we gone and looked at the ceremony site. We met some great vendors from the area. We were inside the tent having a nice little conversation. Then we actually went into the golf house and had dinner. As we were sitting having dinner, we were talking and I said, so what would this cost, thinking that we're going to be $20,000 to $30,000 because that's kind of what we normally see as a starting price point. And it was not even close. And so it's absolutely a great area to have a wedding, a destination wedding. If you want to have a great destination wedding for a lot less money.
How close is Boulder City to Vegas?
That's a great question. 20 minutes.
Oh, great.
So I will tell you, the night that I arrived in Boulder City, I flew into Vegas early that day, met up with some friends, did some activities, got a late Uber from Vegas and when I say late, I'm not talking after midnight, but got a Uber to Boulder City, and it took about 20 minutes. So it's very close. So you could actually stay in Vegas if you want. I would provide transportation for the guests in that case and, add that into the budget. The one thing I would say is a drawback from the area is the hotel scene. So there is a really nice Best Western, but you're not looking at Marriott's or, so you do definitely have a little bit of a situation with hotels. It was a very nice Best Western, but it is not the same situation as you have with, Vegas for hotels.
Vegas Strip hotels.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Or even off Vegas Strip hotels,
that's
right?
True.
And so, but it was really it was kind of an eye opener. And as you said, Boulder City, oh my gosh, so cute. There was another little venue inside of Boulder City, more like 30 to 60 people is your guest count, but beautiful outdoor area. They have a park across from the venue.
Okay.
So you can actually use the park for your wedding, or they have this patio area that you can use. And then a great bar scene, a great food scene. They do the food there and the food was very good. So Boulder City has a lot to offer at some really great prices.
Oh, how fun. I feel like, okay, tell me if I'm off my rocker here, but I feel like Boulder City is like the hidden gem but comparable to like Palm Springs or Palm Desert.
Yeah, I would
Like
say
that
so.
kind of vibe.
Yeah, that kind of vibe. Again, I would think the hotel scene's a little bit different. So
Yes.
again, if you're someone who's like looking for a luxury hotel, that's something you have to consider about Boulder City. But the vibe, I mean, it's such a cute, quaint town. I mean, it has the history of the dam builders, right?
Yes.
So, so the let me just clarify that the ones that built the
Not-
Hoover Dam,
Not
right?
the dam builders,
Yes.
but the Hoover Dam
Yeah,
builders.
Yes. And so it's where they actually lived. And so what happened is that when the dam was being built and the government had commissioned it, Boulder City came into existence. And so it was the people that were building the dam, that's where they lived. And so a community grew outside of that. And actually it was a very very quaint community, meaning that that's who lived there. They had literally they had kind of like gates to get in and out of the city until like the 1950s, I believe. So it wasn't even that long ago that those gates were actually removed. But and today, a lot of those people that own those houses are like ancestors of those people. So you have a lot of
history.
A lot of history in the city. And so it's a really very unique place. The town is charming itself. It has some great like Navajo shops and some great Western shops and some great like what I'd call Nevada type of shops, if you will. Now, one thing is there's no gambling in Boulder City, so that is one thing to consider.
Okay.
But great restaurants, great events. So just really, really fun, quaint city. We actually did a ghost tour, a night ghost tour of Boulder City, and it was just kind of fun to hear some of the things that come from the past of Boulder City. So like there's supposedly a dog that got killed during that time frame, and it still wanders the city. And they actually have a statue to the dog there because it was a replica of the time. So it was just a really fun place to be.
Oh, very cool. So Boulder City, I think we need to figure out how to do a wedding there.
Yeah, I think so.
I have all kinds of visions, but
Yep,
sounds
me too.
amazing. So where else did you go?
Yeah, then we went up to Mesquite, Nevada. So for anyone that doesn't know kind of the Nevada layout, so Mesquite is about an hour 15 minutes from Vegas, from the airport. And the nice thing is they do have shuttles. So you can take a shuttle from the airport up to Mesquite. And then there's several really great resorts in Mesquite. Definitely, it's a much smaller feel and scale of Vegas. I mean, much, much smaller, right?
It's grown a lot. It used to be a hotel.
Yeah, it started with, I think, the Casablanca was the first one.
I think the Casablanca was the first one.
So the Casablanca is still there. And I would say it's a great location for someone who wants to do a great priced wedding in a great location. They have these beautiful falls that they've built. So, man-made falls that are outside of the front of the hotel. And they have actually built a wedding spot right there. And so your wedding actually looks into the palm trees and the beautiful falls right there.
It really feels like an oasis in
it does
the the Nevada desert.
Yeah, it definitely does. Nice hotel rooms. So the hotel rooms are very nice. Great food and beverage. And then also they have they have wonderful ballroom space. So you could do an outdoor wedding and then indoor for dinner and dancing. They have the pool area that you could rent. They also have some like bungalows, if you will.
Okay.
I'm not sure that they're called bungalows, but they're like 1 and 2 bedroom suites, that you can get. And so it's great now that there is gambling there. So if you have a group that wants to gamble, then so be it. They can run out and gamble in the middle of the night or, during the day before. Also a great spa. So really love the Casablanca. Mesquite is also really known for golf courses. So they have a lot of really fabulous golf courses. Lots of hotels. So they even have, if you were doing an event at one of the golf courses, and again, really good food and beverage. And again, the prices, you guys, are really great. So it's a great location to do a wedding price-wise. They do have hotels such as, 4 Points and Holiday Inns, things like that, where you can actually do a room block if you wanted to do that type of room. I absolutely loved the Eureka, just a fun resort that's been there for a long time. It is a casino, but they can't do as big of a wedding, so their ballroom is not as big, but really beautiful ballroom. And I'll tell you, their steakhouse was really, really good. And it actually could be a great spot for an intimate dinner. So there's really great ways to figure out like different vibes, different thought processes. So I would say Mesquite's another big winner.
Oh, I love that. And it sounds like there's enough infrastructure to have a wedding weekend, like a destination wedding where you have a welcome party and you have a rehearsal dinner and you have a brunch after the fact and kind of make it a weekend. sort of vibe.
Yeah, not only that. Okay, so let's talk about some of the extra activities beyond the wedding activities. So great ATVing. So if you want to go four-wheeling, if you want to go out on Polarises, Razors, anything like that. Horseback riding, balloons, like hot air balloons. They actually do a hot air balloon festival every year in Mesquite.
I didn't know
I
that.
didn't know that either. I was like, oh, we need to come for that because it would be really fun.
That would be way cool.
But so there are so many great activities around there. There's also some really cool ones. Like there is a place that's about 30 minutes from Mesquite that actually has camels and alpacas. They actually will do a wedding there if you want to, but they also will bring a camel or an alpaca to you as long as the resort allows it.
Yeah.
But it also just, can you think of a photo shoot there, like for your wedding? We've actually talked about that. It's a great space.
I will say one of the things, having just gotten back from Wedding MBA, which was the same week,
Yep.
One of the trends that they're seeing for next year is animals.
Yeah.
So having that so close and available is really amazing.
Yeah. So it's just another fabulous area, great price points. And I'm talking from room rates to food and beverage to, your rental fees. So, and florists are really good price, great photographers in the area, but you can also call us to come down. We'll do your wedding there for sure. So, absolutely a great area.
Oh, I love that. I love that. So where was the last place?
It's called Laughlin. And okay, so definitely casino town, right?
Okay.
And so they have this really great river that runs through the town. And so on one side are all the casinos, and you have quite a few of them. You've got a Golden Nugget there. You've got two of them that I felt were really great. One of them was called Riverside.
Okay.
And Riverside has great space. So they have lots of large spaces. They have a great pool area that has this grass area that you could definitely do a wedding at. They also have this room that has windows that looks out on the river, and it's kind of a 180 panoramic of the window. And so absolutely beautiful spot to do a wedding.
Gorgeous views.
Yeah, and they can host up to 300 people there. And of course,
Wow.
lots of casino rooms. And so very nice rooms, suites, great location to have a wedding. And the price point, again, I about fell off my seat again. I was like, wait, what? Room prices can start at like $79 a night for your guests.
Oh, that's not very many places have beautiful rooms for that price.
Yes. And then they also have so many other fun things in the area. So then next door to that, there's a great hotel. I believe it's the Aries, and I might be like mixing that up in my brain at this point. But again, a really nice hotel, great hotel rooms, great ballroom space, great riverfront location. So it's a really great area. So a lot of those were really unique spaces. The Golden Nugget has an area where you actually do the wedding out in kind of their lobby area. They like curtain it off and stuff, but then they have almost like a tropical looking jungle area that you kind of face for the wedding. So, some really fun vibes. But one other thing is the river has a river cruise boat that you can do a wedding on. So fun, great price point again. You can do anything from a cocktail hour on it, and it goes up and down the river, and then it also to a dinner. And we actually had dinner one night on the boat, and I will tell you, their dinner was really good. Their chef is very serious. We had all different types of things, like you pre-ordered. I had a prime rib, someone had a pasta, someone had a salmon, but every single dish, everyone was very happy with their dish. And so it is a great area. Now, a little further from Vegas airport, so about an hour and a half, but they do have transportation again from the airport over, so you can get a shuttle. Again, price points are just amazing. So I think if you're looking for a great area, not on the Vegas Strip, a little bit less expensive, but a destination wedding, any of these three locations are absolutely fabulous for a wedding.
Well, I love finding those hidden gems too.
Yeah.
Because if you get in there now, I'm telling you, I didn't get to see them, but from what Tonya has described, and I did go stalk a little bit on their websites after the fact, after she filled me in. These are places that are just primed to blow up and to be the next big thing, because people really are looking. I mean, there will always be a market in Vegas and all of that kind of stuff. They're very well known for their weddings, but these are places that give you that feel without the price point.
Yeah, and they're definitely a little more intimate. They're more willing to, I don't want to say more willing, but you probably have a lot more wiggle room in what you're doing. There are some things like a ballroom is the size of a ballroom. You can't change that. But you can probably have a little bit of a different feel and vibe than you would in downtown Vegas on the Strip. And so I love Vegas, as I said, but this is just a great other area. And I came away with thinking, oh my gosh, there are so many different great weddings that could be done in this area. I mean, you could do weddings over and over and over again and still have different weddings.
I was gonna say, you've got my brain going. I'm like, how do we do a wedding down there, and how do we do a shoot and really highlight the area?
Yeah, it's just a great area. So if you are thinking of doing a wedding, a destination wedding, and you're looking for something a little less expensive in the United States, reach out. I'm happy to give you the information. I'm happy to connect you. I'm even happy to plan it, of course, but it is definitely a great area.
Oh, well, thank you so much for sharing. I'm so glad that you got to go and experience that and bring it back for our viewers, because there are so many places. As a total side note, I was just at a travel conference in DC, which we may or may not talk about. But seeing all of these travel people in the same area, and these were destinations. Mm-hmm. So it was the marketing directors for destinations.
Yep.
And I was like, there are so many places that I never would have considered, or I had no idea existed. And I think these are 3 of them that sound like they'd be a beautiful fit for couples looking for that Vegas touch.
Yep.
Without the Vegas prices.
Yeah, and with a great destination where their friends and family aren't going to say, oh, I broke the bank to get to this location.
And I will say, one of the things that's really nice is that Vegas is a hub airport.
Yes.
And so generally speaking, you have direct flights there.
Yep.
You don't have a lot of, it's not quite as expensive to fly into Vegas, because there are so many flight paths that go into that airport.
Yeah. And they try to make it inexpensive because they want people coming to Vegas. They have so many hotel rooms, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Well, thank you so much for sharing everything.
Welcome. Hopefully
you guys have gotten some ideas, and maybe we'll see some of your weddings in Southern Nevada.
Have a great day.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Wedding Wisdom Podcast with your hosts, Tonya Hoops and Morgan Powell. To keep up to date with the latest episodes, like, subscribe, and follow at Wedding Wisdom Blog on all social media platforms. To submit content, please email weddingwisdomblog@gmail.com.